Nancy Pelosi, you know, the leader of the Democrat Party in Washington, the House leader, she was in Texas, which is where I am, the great state of Texas. She was in Texas and made a speech relating to the immigrants and voting. I want to play a clip and then talk about what passed, that what the Democrats passed in the U.S. House last week, their H.R. 1 for the People Act. Here's Nancy.
In the campaign, the candidate the president that I quoted the most was Ronald Reagan. That surprised you maybe. But Ronald Reagan said this: "This is the last speech I will make as President of the United States, and I have a message I want to communicate to the country I love." He went on to talk about the Statue of Liberty and what it means to the world, that beacon of hope, what it means to people who've come here and seen that statue, welcoming them. He said our ancestors, our grandparents, our parents. We in California see people coming from a different direction, but the same welcome. You see them coming from this, many from the southern border, but should be the same welcome. He went on to say, though, after talking about the Statue of Liberty, the vital force of America's preeminence in the world is every new generation of immigrants who come to our country. And when America fails to recognize that as our vital force, America will fail to be preeminent in the world. So when we talk about newcomers, we have to recognize the constant reinvigoration of America that they are, that we all have in our families, and that, unless you're blessed to be Native American, which is a blessing in itself that we respect, but that constant reinvigoration of hope, determination, optimism, courage to make the future better for the next generation, those are American traits, and these newcomers make America more American. And we want them, when they come here, to be fully part of our system, and that means not suppressing the vote of our newcomers to America.
Okay, the level of duplicity in that quote, I can barely contain myself. I have I don't know whatever it is, like 5 minutes or something, but let me just tell you this. Ronald Reagan was the president who did amnesty once and said it was like the worst mistake of his entire presidency. He never, ever said, let's let everyone who's entered our country illegally just become immediately a citizen. He regretted very much amnesty because he saw what happened. All it did was encourage more people sneaking into this country. Nancy Pelosi is arguing there. She's smart enough not to put it in plain English, so I will do it for her. She is arguing that America needs to give all of the illegal aliens in this country the right to vote. That's what she is arguing. She is arguing to immediately make them all citizens and to give them the right to vote. She is fussing about the idea that on the census, we are going to begin asking if the Supreme Court makes the right decision, or what I think is the right decision. On the census, we'll be able to actually figure out if you're a citizen or not. She doesn't want that. Nancy Pelosi is telling you, she's telling America, she wants to give illegal aliens the right to vote. Now, she's in every way possible, her party is already trying to do that. They are already trying to do that, to give illegal aliens, people who broke, just like if someone breaks in, breaking and entering in someone's home, they broke our border, they crossed into America illegally, breaking and entering into America, and her answer is great, give you the vote. And so we're at a place where, 2020 presidential elections next year, the Democrats are trying every trick in the book to make sure that illegal aliens somehow can vote because they are aware, and there's mountains of data that backs it up, and I've already been reading it, I'm not going to bother you with it, mountains of data that show that illegal immigrants and even new immigrants to America overwhelmingly vote Democrat. They vote for Democrats in Congress. The districts that have a higher percent of new immigrants vote for Democrats. And the reason is not because they think that these new voters think because they love America and they want to vote for the party that's going to uphold America. They want to vote for a party. They do not yet understand, many new immigrants, the idea of America, the concept of individual liberty, the concept of limited government, the concept of personal responsibility. They are voting for the big government, left-wing, tyrannical kind of ideas the left stands for because they don't know any better. And in America, the idea that we're even having a serious discussion about whether illegal aliens can vote should be alarming. But I will tell you, if you doubt me, if you think the Democrats really aren't, that I shouldn't actually conclude from what she just said that they would let illegals vote. Do you realize last week when that bill passed on Friday of last week, which the Democrats called the For the People Act, which is basically mandating, making legal, requiring states to put in place laws that will force voter fraud to happen. They are trying to encourage voter fraud in this bill that the Democrats passed. So last week, one Republican congressman tried to put up a motion, Dan Crenshaw, who's actually even a Texas U.S. representative, he's a first-termer, he put up a motion to recommit, essentially asking for reaffirmation that only U.S. citizens should have the right to vote. The Democrats voted it down. Understand me, do not doubt me. The Democrats would let every illegal alien in this country vote. And we also had the Democrats pushing 16-year-olds voting. Now, the 16-year-olds thing is, you know, honestly, I thought sometimes the voting age should be about 35, but pushing for 16-year-olds to vote. Only one Republican crossed and voted with the Democrats, but they are working very hard to have the most ignorant among us, the most malleable, the people who have had the worst experience in American history, not learning in their schools what America's all about, what freedom is all about. The Democrats are pushing to have those people vote. I'll tell you, this thing passed the House. Obviously, it won't get through the Senate, but this is a window on the mindset of the American left, and you have to understand that. This For the People Act, despite, in addition to all the things I told you about this in the show last week, or 2 weeks ago, what is in that bill, it mandates states to put in place laws that will encourage ballot harvesting, will encourage fraud. Even it's so bad in terms of repressing free speech, even the ACLU, the Democrats' friend, has come out against this bill. So the last two things, again, these articles I'm talking about on my website, AmericaCanWeTalk.org, go to the homepage under podcasts, click on list of links or something. It tells you all of these, it has links to these things. Let me tell you a few other things in that bill that are actually there and would become law if the Democrats ever had the Senate and the White House. Again, they have preventing states from requiring proof of citizenship to vote. Don't doubt me. Pelosi, the Democrats, want every illegal alien in this country to vote. They don't care what their status is. They don't care they're not citizens. They want them to vote. This bill prevents states from checking on citizenship. It also enables people to easily vote at multiple addresses. You just got to show up at the voting place, say, hi, I'm Susie, I live here. They go, okay, your vote. You can go ahead and vote. It encourages people to vote at multiple locations, which you will not discover, which the voting authorities won't discover till long after the election. There are numerous provisions in there that are profoundly unconstitutional, also provisions that simply shut down political conversation, something else the left lives and breathes and hopes to do all the time.